What is up? My name's Brad and this is Operation GameCube. Now if you are new to the channel, in this series we're trying to build a GameCube collection starting off with just £10 by using our charity shops, our car boots, our Facebook marketplace, looking for stuff for cheap that we can sell for a profit to build a game fund to buy GameCube bangers. So let's get straight into it this week, and we've done a little bit better in terms of sales. We've made 5 sales this week, a couple on eBay and then a few on Vinted. Now the first sale we made was that Pumpkaboo Pokemon plushie. We sold that for £15.66 plus postage. And then also on eBay we sold that Love Thy Neighbour box set. We sold that for £29.99 plus postage. The other 3 sales came on Vinted. The first one was that Alice in Murderland manga. We picked up that big stack last week. That went for £5. We also sold that Eagles jersey, that NFL jersey. I think it was a women's 14, I think it was. That also went on Vinted for $14.99. And we sold, I think it was the Silent Voice manga, 2 of them together. We sold them for £4. So after all deductions and everything, that's a grand total of this to add to the game fund for a grand total of this. So yeah, we're slowly building that game fund. Like I said last week, I'd like to get that game fund up to a nice number so we can go out and do a bit of shopping, hit a couple of retro game shops and start spending our cash on GameCube games. That's what I want to do. So let's just get out there this week and see what else we can find to bolster that game fund. Let's go. So we started off the week with a bit of a lunchtime charity shop run. There's a couple of charity shops down the road from my workplace, and I sometimes pop into the charity shops on my lunch break. And I'm happy that I did because I found a couple bits and pieces. A few Wii games on the shelf here, nothing really crazy, but always check them cases, you never know what's hidden inside. And while I was in there, I had a butcher's at the DVDs and saw this box set right here, £2 on it, and there's a little bit of trade. There were some of these Demon Slayers, is that what it's called? Yeah, Demon Slayer like figures on the shelf here, £4 a piece. Would you have picked these up? I didn't pick them up. I think they were selling for about 6 or 7 on eBay. Let me know if you guys would have picked them up. There was about 3 on the shelf, £4 each. A couple of Wii games here. Endless Ocean, I think I might have picked this up on another day. I've sold it before in the past, brand new and sealed for like 25 quid, but I wouldn't mind giving it a go myself. Couple games here on the shelf, but nothing crazy. A few Wii U games, but none worth picking up. Then I did see this nice Ospreys jersey right here, really thick, real high quality jersey. An old one. I've sold old rugby jerseys in the past and they can do pretty well, so yeah, this was really cool to see. I love how they have a bunch of these sponsors dotted all over the shirts. Very different to our modern day football shirts. I then headed over to the DVD section, and there were a couple of these manga DVDs, the Nickelodeon Avatar box sets, and then this Chris Aaron, I think it was called. But they were priced up pretty much around value, or maybe a little bit more. So I left them behind. Saw this cool Gollum collector's DVD thing. Yeah, very cool. Come with a little art book as well. Never seen that before. That was pretty cool, but it's priced up at a tenner, so I did leave it behind. I did spy these Adventure Time DVDs. These were worth picking up. These were actually priced as like individual DVDs rather than box sets, so I ended up picking up them 4 DVDs for £1 and the jersey for £5. Rightio everyone, so today I'm having a bit of day off. Me and the little one here are heading to Llanelli for the day. Going to hit the charity shops of course, and then head into Retribution, see if there's any GameCube games on the shelf. If not, we're definitely going to have a go on the arcade cabs. I absolutely love the Fix-It Felix Jr. arcade cab in there, and I am determined to become the high score. So we're definitely going to go in there and have a go on that. So let's see how we get on. Let's go. So me and the little one headed to Llanelli. I only really wanted to pop into Retribution. Obviously I hit the charity shops when I'm there, but they are very hit and miss. Some of them are priced pretty high. There's sometimes very little in there worth picking up, but I'm glad I popped in because I did find a few bits and pieces. And like I said, I wanted to pop into Retribution, see if there was any GameCube games, and have a go on my favourite cab in there, Fix-It Felix Jr. I did see this Barcelona jersey, always looking out for football jerseys. Very nice jersey right here. Not the best size, I think it was a medium. but still very cool and definitely worth picking up. Couple games up here, but they're your standard rubbish, nothing games. Yeah, it's a bit like this in Killay. You don't really see games in the charity shops. It might have something to do with there being a retro game shop round the corner. I don't know, but yeah, hardly any games. I always ask though. I asked in this charity shop, and he did oblige and have a look at the back, but unfortunately, nothing new on this occasion. Couple games here, again, nothing worth picking up. And then we headed to Retribution. I love that shop. Unfortunately, there was nothing, no GameCube games for me to pick up on that occasion. But on our way home, me and the little one popped to a few of the locals on our way back to the house. You probably recognise this one. I go in it all the time. Big boxes of games on the floor, but nothing new or worth picking up. I did ask him at the till if there were any games at the back, and he did have a look, and luckily there were. So I did end up picking up a couple games for this charity shop. And as I was going to the till, I did see this cool Adidas jumper. Really like this. It is white. It wasn't in my size, unfortunately, but still really nice. Right, so I just grabbed that Adidas jumper, really nice jumper that is. I asked him at the till if they had any games. He went and had a look at the back like the legend that he is. And he bought some stuff out, and there's something really odd here. I've never seen it before, but I'll catch up with you guys back in the games room and show you what that is. But yeah, it's kind of cool, kind of weird. I'll see you in a bit. And then the week ended where it all began at one of my local charity shops just around the corner. Saw this cool WrestleMania t-shirt from 2012. John Cena and The Rock on the back there. And they still had their DVD sale going, 10 for £1. And I did find a couple more DVDs worth picking up. So not a bad way to end the week. And we are back in the games room, and I'm very happy with the things we picked up this week. Picked up a nice selection of stuff, and some stuff with some decent value that I'm hoping will fly off the shelves relatively quickly and build that game fund up nice and quick, so we can go spend some money. I managed to do a little bit more hunting this week than I was expected as well. I managed to get a little cheeky day off with the baby, and we headed down to Killay for the day, and we went to Retribution. I love that place. Had a look at the GameCube selection. Didn't have much on offer. They had a couple of heavies in the glass cabinet, but nothing we could pick up off the list, unfortunately, on the day. But I did manage to have a good sesh on that Fix-It Felix Jr. arcade cab. I love that thing. If you've been watching the channel a while, you know that I have a little bit of a love for the Wreck-It Ralph films, and that arcade cab, I just can't get enough of it. I might have to build one myself one day and stick it in the games room. But I did manage to beat the high score. I managed to get like 40,000 or something. But it was weird because when I when I was typing in my name to be the top scorer, it had like reverted back to the old top scorer. It was rather odd. So I'm gonna have to go in there again, hopefully when the boss is about, and just say to him, look, I need to have my top score up there. I love this cab too much. Anyway, I digress. Let's get into what we picked up this week. Now, we spent a grand total of £32.50, so we can deduct that from the game fund. I've still got some stuff I need to trade in, which I'm hoping to do next week, but let's get straight into this. So the first pickups this week were actually a lunch break pickup at work. I headed to, there's a couple of charity shops down the road, and they had a game on the shelf right here, Band Hero, but I've said it before, over and over again, like a broken record, always check the cases, especially like Wii cases, and inside was a copy of Wii Sports Resort. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think I have an empty case somewhere, so hopefully we can just match them up and trade that in or sell it on. So yeah, I paid $2.50 for it. And then up on the shelf, I had a look at the DVDs, and there was a box set with a little bit of trade, and it is the Spike Lee collection, 5 movies. I've never seen any of these. Let me know if there's any worth watching from the selection there. But I paid £2 for it. CX give you £4 trade, and they sell it for £8. I might try my luck on eBay, having just sold that DVD box set, Love Thy Neighbour. I might try listing DVDs, at least for a little while, before I take them in for trade, and try and maximise profit. So yeah, a nice couple of pickups to start the week. Where do we go next? I think this was the next one. So the next pickup is one of my locals. I'm in there all the time. No signal. It's an absolute nightmare to look stuff up in there. But I did manage to look these up. There's a couple of DVDs on the shelf, and they had a sale on. They were doing 10 DVDs for £1. I only found 4 I wanted to pick up, so I just said, you know, I'll do the 4 for £1. And it is these Adventure Time DVDs. So we've got season 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm sure 1 trades in for like £1.50, 2 like 6, 9 and 9 or something like that. There is a decent bit of trading value there. I think just over £20 in trading. But like I said, I might bundle these up and try and sell them on eBay first. So potentially somewhere between 20 to 30 quid on eBay. If not, around, I think, £20 trade. So not bad at all for £1. While I was in there, they also had a sale on clothes. And this thing was marked up, I think, at 7, but they did it for 5. And it is this Ospreys jersey. It's an old one. I'm not sure what year. I should have looked this stuff up before I showed you, but I didn't. But it is a nice big, I think it's a double XL or an extra large Ospreys jersey with all the sponsors, Asda, John West, got Worthington's on the back there, Trade Centre Wales. We've even got Cardiff Doors, which I think is a bit odd to be sponsoring a Swansea team, but it is what it is. But yeah, I picked this up because not too long ago, I think I found a Gloucester, like an old Gloucester jersey, and it sold pretty quick for around £20 to £25. So yeah, definitely thought this was worth picking up. It's quite nice. It's kind of retro. Yeah, had to pick it up. So the next pickups were from our trip to Killay. I kind of struggle with the charity shops there. They have a fair few of them, but they were a little bit hit and miss or a little bit pricey here and there. So I did manage to find a couple of bits. So the first thing we found was this Downfall board game here in really nice condition. The box is pretty banging. It's from 1977 apparently, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, it is complete. Everything's in there. I paid £1.50 for it, as you can see there. And I think this thing's going for about 15 to 20 on eBay. So I'll list it somewhere around there. I'm also going to list everything on Vinted. That's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to not broaden my horizons, but increase my odds, if you like. So if I've got things for sale on both platforms, hopefully that will increase my odds of selling them. But anyway, yeah, Downfall, £1.50, hopefully about 15 quid, and maybe a little bit more. The next pickup is this Sky remote. I paid £1 for it. I should be able to sell it for about 7 or 8 quid. Nothing crazy, but I know remotes can sell pretty well. People are always losing their remotes, aren't they? So yeah, had to pick this bad boy up. Sky remote, £1, hopefully about, like I said, 7 or 8. And the last pickup is a football jersey. I haven't had one in a couple of weeks. And it is this Barcelona jersey right here. It is in lovely condition. Really nice condition here. It is only a medium though, so not the best size. It's always better to pick up bigger sizes. I find bigger sizes sell a bit better, but yeah, it's got the nice patches on the arm. There and there. And yeah, I had to pick it up. I think I paid £7 for it, and hopefully somewhere between 15 and 20 if I can. But yeah, I had to pick it up. And that's everything we found in Killay. Like I said, it's a little bit hit and miss, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself from Retribution, so don't worry. The next pickup came from one of our locals again, somewhere I absolutely love going. The staff in there are great, super friendly, always have a good time talking to them. But the first thing I found in there was actually this Adidas Originals Club Adidas. This thing is really nice. It is white though, so it's no good for me. And it's a large, so it wouldn't fit anyway. But it's really nice condition, old Adidas jumper right here. There's a couple spots on it, but I think you can get them out in the wash. You see that little stain there? Yeah, I paid £7 for this. When I looked it up, about somewhere between about 15 and 30. It's quite broad. But yeah, I couldn't leave it behind. It's really nice. If it was a bigger size, I would have kept it for myself, but I would have never eaten dinner in it because I'm like a 5-year-old when it comes to white. I always spill stuff down it. What an idiot. While I was in there, obviously I asked for games and he went out and had a look and found a couple of things. A couple of games here, I probably shouldn't have really picked them up. They're £1.50 each. First one is the Lord of the Rings, the Third Age. It was £3 trade on that. And Red Dead Redemption on the PS3 is only trading in for £1.60. It used to be a bit more than that, I think. Maybe the other platforms, I think, still are a bit more than that. So I probably should have picked it up, but I'm not going to lose my money. I'll just get it back. They brought out one other game as well, which I'll show you shortly because I'm keeping it for myself. It's kind of weird. But the last pickup came from the place we found stuff at the beginning of the week. So, like I said, I'm always in my local up the road. It's right by my post office. So every time I go in to the post office, I go in there. And again, I found some DVDs. Again, they were still running that sale of 10 for £1. I picked up 4 again for £1. And the first one is 28 weeks later. This trades in for, I think £1. So I'll get my money back on that one. It's 28 days later you want to keep an eye out for, or the Blu-ray versions of both films have a lot more trade. But £1 is my money back. I was trying to get a couple of DVDs, you know, to have a few for £1 rather than just whatever. So yeah. The next one is this Redline. This trades in for £5. They sell it for 10. It's anime. I don't know much about it. Yeah, I actually saw a couple of these at the beginning of the week, but like I said, because I couldn't scan anything up then, I left them behind, and luckily they were still there. The next one is this Grimm, Season 6, all 13 episodes. This trades in for £6. The last pickup is this Type O Negative, Sympathy for the Devil. I can't even say that word. But this is like DVD, CD, like bundle pack. And Type O Negative are like a metal rock band, I believe, from like the 90s / early 2000s, I believe. And yeah, man, when I looked this thing up, CX give you £10 trade. They sell it for £20. They don't have any in stock. But on eBay, this thing is anywhere from like 35, 40. I think some of them going for like £80. So yeah, this thing is quite sought after, I believe. I'm hoping mine will sell pretty well. But yeah, they're basically like a rock metal band, I believe. Their lead singer, I think, died in like 2010, and the band decided that was it. They weren't going to continue without him. And yeah, man, I believe they have quite a following. I watched a little bit of footage from what the DVD is, and it's kind of like it's footage from one of their like festival shows, I believe. And there's a lot of like backstage shenanigans and like tour bus stuff, and it's like that proper old school like 90s. Remember, like you'd watch them old 90s like homemade like videos of people on tour buses doing stupid, ridiculous stuff, jackass stuff, that sort of thing. You know what I'm talking about, that proper 90s feel. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, somewhere between 35 and 40, 50, somewhere around there. Super cool to find that. While I was in there, I had them 3 DVDs for £1. I said, can I pay card? And I always feel a bit ridiculous paying £1 for a card. So I went and picked something else up that I saw previously. And it was this WrestleMania t-shirt right here. It's got Cena and The Rock on the back. Yeah, what was it? April 2012, Miami, Florida. Once in a lifetime, apparently. So yeah, I paid £3 for this. Hopefully I can get maybe a tenner for it. I'll stick it on Vinted and eBay, like I said. But that is everything we picked up this week. And like I said, I'm very, very happy. There's some real cool stuff in here. There's some decent bit of trade if I want. Or there's some good resale if I can. And there's some nice bits of clothing as well. And yeah, man, I'm super happy with this week. I'm also very happy to have got that high score on Fix It Felix Jr. I love that cab. But anyway, let's get into the one thing I'm keeping for myself. So the one thing I'm keeping because I've never seen it before. I thought it was weird. I thought it was kind of cool. But it is this WSC Real 08 snooker, like collector's edition. It's like a tin, like a little suitcase tin. I was like, what the hell is that? I've never seen that before. But inside, you have the game, and like a snooker cue. Now it doesn't actually supposed to come with this Wii remote. So this Wiimote here will go into Operation GameCube. This will go into Operation GameCube because I believe you can trade this in for £10 still. So that's a nice bit of trade there. But I thought this was cool, man. I thought this was a really cool little collector's edition. I paid like £3 for it. Yeah, £3 I think I paid for it. So yeah, man, I thought I have to hold on to this. I've never seen it before. It's kind of weird, kind of hard. Tell me if you've seen it before. I believe CX sell it for like £7 or something. So it's nothing mad, but I just thought it was cool. And look at this. Includes voucher for 1 hour of free snooker at Riley's. Sick. So that's everything we picked up this week. There's some decent stuff for resale, decent bit of trade here. I'm going to get this stuff listed as soon as possible. Try and get it sold as quickly as we can so that we can build that game fund and go buy some GameCube games. So yeah, guys, as always, if you are enjoying this series, please let me know by smashing that like button. If you are new here, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.